Hey everyone, welcome to the NHL 19 Quebec Nordiques franchise mode. We're going to get it started here. We're doing the 32nd team expansion, so adding one team onto the NHL as it is now. Decided to go with the Nordiques because it brings back a cool rivalry in Montreal versus Quebec, and it also creates some cool new rivalries as well as the Nordiques versus Avalanche. From the team that stole Quebec in the first place, took Nordiques over to Colorado. They became the Avalanche, so that's a whole cool new twist that could be spun on this as well. So we're going to get right into it, check the draft lottery, and disappointing result, getting 6th overall, hoping for a bit better than that. But we can see what we can do with the 6th spot here. So let's take a look quickly at the draft class for this year. We got a franchise player in Lucas Bull. Probably won't get him, which is unfortunate. But there's 3 other confirmed elites and a top 4 D. So it's going to be tough at 6 to grab one of the elites, but that's hopefully the goal for this draft. Maybe we can move up a spot or 2 to grab one of them. Here's the final roster. What we're looking at through 3 categories. We got speed, trade value, and as Habs fans know, Quebec love their French players. So we got guys like Delorier and Pajot and Bernier. Trade value, high for Giordano, pretty high for Martinez and Larson, and try to flip those guys into some picks. And then for speed, we got Hagelin there, we got Yanni Gourde. We're going to go in that direction, young, quick team. Jumping ahead to the draft now, as you can see, we're still in the 6th spot. Tried to move up a whole bunch of times, couldn't do it. Everyone was saying no. But as it turns out, Chuck York is still available. He's the elite winger from the USA. So that's a great break in getting a confirmed elite potential. So great news there. Here's the rest of the draft. Caden Myers at 35 has the potential to be a top 6D. That's promising there from a 2nd round pick. The other 4, though, however, were 1 out of 4 accuracy with the new Fog of War for their potential. So they could turn out to be whatever. We're just not sure. We're going to have to see how they turn out. Skipping ahead to free agency, we wanted to get a lot of depth within the organization, some in the AHL and NHL level. Hurst not getting Duclair, but we got good players like Ouellet, Vermette, Marcus Kruger, guys that are going to help down the AHL, and I think that's the key to developing younger prospects, especially from the guys from the USA who won't go back to juniors. They stay in your AHL team, so I think that's a big deal. In the entry draft, we drafted a lot of defensemen, and that was mainly because that's where the most trade value lied, and we were able to flip basically half the defensemen, like Giordano, Larson, Ekholm, and Braun, for first-round picks. We added 5 first-round picks in the first round to the one we currently have, as well as the second. We actually even got one from Toronto for 2020 as well, so next year we have 2 draft picks in the first round as well. And we added pieces like Bodker and Goldobin to the lineup. On D, we got Kulikov, Demers, Ouellet, Bollier, Borwicki, who we also added from Ottawa for a 5th round free pickup there, with Trevor Van Riemsdyk. So defense, that's a defense right there. And goalies, we have Korpisalo and Bernier. That's probably the strongest part of the lineup right now is our goalies. And to quickly flip it over, check out the AHL team. Check on our buddy Chuck York. It's actually a pretty stacked AHL team with some high quality players down there. So hopefully how good the AHL team will influence Chuck York's progression, and he'll put up better numbers playing with stronger players. So we'll see how that turns out. We're going to pick things up here at the halfway point of the season. 41 games played here. No, we're not doing well, but we're not the worst in the league, so I guess that's something. We were 3rd in our division even. We're ahead of Montreal and Buffalo, so that's pretty embarrassing for them. But, it's been how you expect a expansion franchise would go. I mean, unless you're Vegas, but normally this is how a franchise starts its career in a new league first year. So we're going to check the entire league here, check on some of our draft picks. We had the Calgary Flames draft pick for first overall. They're in 6th. We have Columbus's first pick also, and they're at 14, so that's looking pretty promising there. Leafs and Capitals kind of struggling. That's odd. With the Rangers pick at 22, we're there. And also, what's very, very surprising is how bad Nashville's doing. We got their pick, basically they gave it to us, and they're sitting at fifth worst in the league right now. So we're pretty happy with that. Check some of the players here. Bodker's leading the way with just 26 points. I guess it's been a struggle offensively. Pajot at 23, Yanni Gourde at 23 as well. Yeah, so not too much scoring done by the Nordiques in their inaugural season, and we're gonna try to work on it from there. Goldovin, 9 goals, 9 assists. That's not bad. Let's check on some of the goalie stats. I think we'll go to, and then yeah, as you'd expect. Hey, not bad from Jonathan Bernier though, but at with a winning percentage there, 13 and 12. That's pretty good. The save percentage and goals against, not the worst. Could be better. Korpisalo's not doing too well. With a 347. And one last thing for this quick update at the halfway point. We are going to go over and check our player progression to check on our guys down in the AHL, our young guys, and mainly Chuck York, to see if there's been any progress made at this point. Hopefully that could be the lone bright spot here in the halfway point. We'll go check on them now. Alexandre Fortin with nice 15 points there. And then we have Chuck York, who has 14 points going up, getting better. Some morale, we'd rather see it natural or statistical growth. So, but yeah, he seems to be progressing well in defensive attributes. That's good. Skating, nothing, so that's a bit disappointing. But in the physical game, it's where he's really getting better. But again, a lot of morale growth, so that's just because the team's doing well at the moment. But it's a good start, though. We now go to the trade deadline, and not too much action on our part, but we did get rid of two significant pieces of the team in Carl Hagelin and Korpisalo. Korpisalo we sent to Minnesota for their first round pick, sorry. We sent Korpisalo and a third in 2020 for Minnesota's first round in 2020, as well as Hagelin we sent to Tampa Bay for a prospect. So checking on our picks now, we got Columbus, who's sitting at 21st in the league. Nashville and the Rangers both low, so it's looking like we might get 3 picks in the first round. And with us sitting at not last, but second to last right now, so we're at second best chance of grabbing that first overall pick. Seeing how the team's doing. We got Bodker at 33 points, Pajot at 31, Gourde at 31. So offensive struggles continue throughout the season. Goldovin only 23, and he's putting up pretty good numbers, so good for him. Jesper Fast, yikes. Not bad stats there, except for the fact that minus 36. Hopefully we can change that. Now, with Korpisalo gone, we have Kaminsky being called up from the A. He's actually just an add-on. I mean, there's no future for him in the team. Probably be let go next year. I believe he's like a 59 overall, so probably won't be continuing with him. Svedberg down in the minors, having a good season. Pretty good goals against average. Save percentage could be a bit higher, but 34 and 20, not bad at all. So good season from the AHL goalie. We'll check over at the forward stats here. And Oscar Lindberg putting up pretty good numbers, almost a point per game. So we'll have to look into giving him a chance next year on the squad with the main club in Quebec. Alberg having a good season. Pariarvi is having a good season as well. And Chuck York, we're going to check in. He has 28 points. Not bad in 60 games. I mean, not great, but an 19-year-old, playing in the A, it's not bad at all. So that's where we stand at the moment. Here we are at the end of the season now. And, went pretty much as expected for a team making its debut in the NHL. Not too many skilled players. We only had one player, I believe, at 82, and that was the best for the team. So, results pretty much We foresaw that coming. We're gonna skip here. Check out the how the league finished. We got Pittsburgh winning the league. We got Calgary Flames in third. There's one of our first round picks. Got Carolina's their fifth. That can all change for the playoffs. So that's how you exit, where you pick. So we also have Columbus, their first round pick, and they're a playoff team. But more importantly, is where the Rangers and Nashville finished. Nashville Predators finished 25th, and the New York Rangers finished 26th. So, barring a terrible jump, those should be top 10 picks. And there we are, Quebec Nordiques finishing last in the league, right behind the Montreal Canadiens. So, not a great showing from the province of Quebec. So we have the best chance of grabbing the first overall pick, which is the only positive for finishing dead last in the league. As you can see, we'll go now to the players overall, points total, and still offensively challenged. Michael Bodker led the way with 44. Goldobin and Pajot each finished with 41 points. Goldobin, I'm pretty sure, led the way for goals with 18. Let's double check that. Yeah, it's not a great season when your top goal scorer gets 18. But hey, he's only 23, so hopefully that will lead to better things for Goldobin. In the A, we had Oscar Lindberg finishing with 68 points, leading the way. That's a pretty good season. Again, he's pretty much stayed at a point per game, so that's good. We'll check in on Chuck York. 31 points he finished with in 70 games. I'm happy with that as a 19-year-old. Hopefully shows some good progression. I don't think he'll be ready for the NHL next year, but he did do some good work down in the A. And last thing we're going to do here is check the progress report for the guys in the A. Obviously, most notably Chuck York. And it turns out that he had a pretty good season, going with 19 attribute points added on. And the best part about it is none of them are morale growth. It's all natural growth. So, again, a good season for him. He's hopefully turns out to be the elite player that his potential says. And that's it for Season 1. Thanks guys for watching, and stay tuned for Season 2. Be out shortly.